Hello and welcome to some road course racing here today at Okayama. We are in the GT4s for this one, a car I have not revisited in a long time, but I guess all the Chicago street course racing got me itching to do some more road racing, and I thought I'd hop into this car for the first time in a long time. Uh, it's interesting. I have to wonder if maybe they updated this car since the last time I ran it because it feels different from what I remember, and in all good ways. I really like how it's driving. Maybe it's just the setup for this week or something, or maybe I just didn't remember as well as I thought I did how to drive it. But I'm really enjoying how it drives. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm fast, but I didn't really expect to be. We're just looking to get out here and have ourselves a solid race as the 11 car. So we're gonna practice our little launch here. Sure,
Okay,
I
Conte, we've
guess. I
got
guess that'll
two
work.
laps to set a
Can't
decent
remember
time.
honestly if this is standing start or rolling start. My guess would be standing start, but I guess we'll find out. I can do either of them. I'll be prepared. Interesting that my lap times from practice did not save. Oh yeah, they did. I saw the blink and I thought it didn't say, but no, best in practice I had was a 36.2. Never driven this car here at Okayama, apparently. But I've driven plenty of laps at this track in general, so not too unfamiliar. And like I said, I've enjoyed how this is driving so far. This corner's a bit tricky because I feel like there's no obvious brake marker here about where you need to start braking. Because the sign is a little bit too far. Not the 200 sign, but the 150 or 100 or whatever that is. It's a little bit too far down there. And so you kind of have to go somewhat in the middle, I guess. But this is just our outlap anyway. I'm not really trying to do anything too crazy. But I feel like I remember this car having a lot of like random spins on me. I feel like it used to spin around seemingly randomly on me, and it was really tough to figure out, but it's feeling like I've got a better feel for how the car interacts with the track here.
Green, green,
So I'm really
green.
excited to give this a drive, and hopefully we can keep it clean, get some laps in,
Okay,
and just
becoming
enjoy
the third
something a little
time
bit
lap.
different. Focus up for qualifying. Gonna be trying not to overdrive, because I tend to do that a lot. Missed my turn in there. Oh, jeez, this lap sucks already. I missed my turn in a little bit there, and that kind of just ruined that whole corner, so. We will just try to get, I guess, a lap in here, and try to get a better one next lap. Probably not going to be very good. I need a lot more experience in this car if I want to do better. So we got fireworks going off outside. The fireworks show for my home community, or whatever, is July 5th instead of 4th. And I just got home from work. So they're kind of like in the middle of doing that. So hopefully that's not coming through on mic, but sounds like
134.72.
wartime outside. But our flag is still there, am I right? Haha. Here we're gonna finish this lap off. Get another run to the line. Like I said, I'm not gonna try to do too much. I might even just be last on pace
One
because
more lap.
my road sports car iRating is way too inflated from all the Mazda stuff I've done in the
P17.
past. So I'm probably way slower than the guys that were quote-unquote supposed to be
Car
around.
ahead has just done a 137.85.
Underdrove the exit of that, didn't want to push wide. Gonna be careful not to slide the car there, I've found. As long as you're not sliding the car and you carry a lot of speed through there, you can do pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that, how that corner went. Now we gotta figure out when we want to brake here. Right there. Feel like I drove in there pretty good, compared to my usual. Still underdriving a little bit. I think I was willing to take more risks during practice than what I'm doing right now, but I guess I'd rather not wreck here in qualifying, so I'll take that for what I can get. And that last corner I'm usually pretty bad at, so if I can make sure I get turned in properly and get a decent run through the straight, then I won't feel too bad. 136.7. Oh boy, we are way at the back, aren't we? We might be the slowest. Top guys are running 134s. Are we the slowest on track? No, but pretty close. That's pretty much what I figured here in what I assume is top split. We're going to get kicked out pretty soon here. Oh, we got about 2 minutes. I do want to stop and take a look at the iRatings to confirm this is top split. Yep, 7.8K is the fastest guy who lives in iRacing. That makes sense, given the iRating. But this is pretty cool. I haven't really seen this yet, because most of the time I'm running oval stuff, which is United States, United States, United States, United States, etc. But here we got all the different flags represented here. It seems like people are actually, for the most part, looking at you, Mark Witten from Antarctica, actually choosing a flag they want to represent where they live, or, you know, just how they feel best represents them. So that's cool. I kind of thought when they introduced this flag system, people were just going to meme it to death and be like, haha, I'm from the Sandwich Islands, you know, like lunch. But it seems like people are actually representing themselves, so that's pretty cool. Pretty neat to see. I like going into these road races and seeing where everybody's from. It's usually pretty cool. So who's our United States competitors here? Still over half the lobby, it looks like. Number 7, right there, being the highest rated of them. We are the 4th highest rated, but probably like last on speed. Yeah, we've only beat 2 people on pace here, and it's probably because this guy went off track on his faster lap, and probably because this guy went off track on his faster lap. So we might be the slowest person in this lobby. That's okay. Can't expect to not race this for a year plus and suddenly be running with the fastest guys. That would be unrealistic. So we're going to keep the car clean, see if we can't get faster as the race goes on and learn something from all these guys. So time to get into the car. Pretty cool. Okayama's been updated. It got updated a while ago, but I've only done a handful of races on the new updated visuals of it. Fixed series, so we won't have anything to check. It is a rolling start, actually. So we'll be ready to get launch on the rolling start. I think Nick's league season that I did a while back had standing starts, and maybe that's why I was thinking this had standing starts, but not the case. What's all this? What's ABS setting? I don't even know what that means. Can't change it anyway, so don't worry about it. You can change the brake bias, though. That's interesting. There are no other pages for the dash. Makes you question why they give you something to change it. And I did check. No rain in the forecast. This is a D-Class series, and so I don't know if they would throw rain on us. But I think the Toyota GR86 might be. Is that D-Class as well? And that does have rain on occasion, so I don't actually know how they do that. But no rain in the forecast here. Definitely for the best, because even in dry conditions, I'm still a little shaky. Don't really need to add some moisture to the mix. Give me any extra reason to drive off track.
Still waiting on 2
I
cars on the
almost
grid.
want to just let these guys go by
Waiting on the final car to grid.
and take it my own
You got
pace.
a teammate?
But I think I will not. Even if it's a little more dangerous, I feel like it's better experience for me if I'm racing around others. Plus, I'm trying to make a YouTube video, and I know that it's a little more exciting when I'm racing near guys, even if it's a little sketchier. So, you know, for example, Arca at Talladega. Not exactly the most thrilling race to upload, even though that wasn't intentional. But really didn't have anyone around me for most of that one. Trying to give us a little more something to look at.
20, car, 24, car.
Here for this one. So, it is a 15 lap of, or 15 lap. See, I'm an oval racer, aren't I? A 15-minute event. Make sure we're not driving this guy off the track, but I do want to get caught up. Decent sized field here. We got like 30 cars. Nearly. So, that's pretty cool. I like big lobbies. Guys are like heating up their tires and whatnot.
Get ready, going green.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go green here already, and we're not even close to the final corner.
Okay, pace car is off. Be ready.
This car is off. Oh, we're all caught up now. I think they're going. But we are plenty enough back here that
Green, green, green.
got a second. That guy was not ready to hit the gas pedal. We got a huge dump on him, so we got lots of room behind us, which is kind of nice. Don't run over anybody into turn one. Don't get
Car on
hit.
the left.
Really?
Car on your left. Stay on the right. Go right. You're on the right. 3 wide. Left side. 2 wide. Clear.
Alright, I
Left
think we can
side.
call that surviving it.
15,
Stay
you're
on
an
the right.
idiot.
Clear on the
Get
left.
4X, but I think we avoided any major damage.
Nice start.
Had to go into the grass. That certainly was eventful. We had a couple of spinners. We had a couple angry people. Probably some dive bombs into turn one, lap one. Stop me if you've ever heard that one on iRacing. Thankfully not part of that debacle. If, I don't think we got any damage. I can check here once we get on a straightaway in a bit, just to confirm, but I don't think we got any damage from that. Ooh, colder tires. Getting a little slick. I don't think they're as cold as they used to be anymore. I do think there's still a little bit of a tire heat that can go into it, though. Though I could be wrong. That's just from what I'm experiencing. It feels like most of the time it's still a little sketchier on the opening laps. But that could just be me not knowing what I'm doing. Alright, we survived lap 1. What's our damage situation?
Your car looks fine. No damage.
We're
to
all
report.
clean, so we got a 4X from that, from a tiny little tap of a guy that got spun, but nothing actual significant. Next guy behind us is still a second, 0.6 or so. So 21st place. See if we can't stay here and maybe even try to catch this guy in front of us. But I think he's probably faster. But hey, maybe I can get faster. That's the goal, right? If I want to catch him, I gotta get better. This is like the Rocky montage, trying to get better at road racing. It's too bad this series doesn't have full course cautions, so I could practice those. So apparently I need to. If you don't know what I mean, don't worry about it.
Come on, find a way around. We're losing time.
Slidey on exit is fun though, trying to manage the loose on throttle. I enjoy that. I'm sure these GT4 cars are probably underpowered compared to most of the big boy stuff. But it's still got enough power to kind of get a little bit loose on throttle.
The leader has just done a 134.30.
Got some guys going off course a little bit. 1.3 behind us, so the 15 might end up catching us before the end of this thing.
That lap time was 136.40.
Don't want to get my right sides off there. At first, when I started practicing, I thought that was a little runoff area, but no, that's gravel over there, so you definitely do not want to touch it. Kills all your speed. Got something happening over here. Looks like somebody way to the right, and we were able to get around them, so we are P20 right now. Pretty cool. Focusing on staying on track and trying not to make any big mistakes, and hopefully even if we're a little bit slower, then our consistency might be able to help us out a little bit. Especially as these guys battle, that might help us get to them, even if we're slower. Only 0.8 behind us now, though. That guy's definitely faster than we are. And as usual, I'm pretty bad at that corner. It looks like they gained a lot of time in front of us. But hey, that's a decent lap there, because I got my optimal as my delta.
P20. You've just done a 136.24.
We'll probably let this guy go behind us, rather than staying side by side with him and slowing both of us down, wasting our time. He's very clearly gonna be able to beat us before the end of this thing. Although I gained a lot on him all of a sudden, I'm not sure what happened. He was at like 0.4 a second ago.
Jacob, you're blinking.
Figure they're a little bit more aggressive than I normally do, and it looks like we're at a green sector. Oh, something has happened. Something quite terrible indeed.
Yeah, like...
Unless you are worried about our finishing position.
Like, that doesn't mean you need to rein in there. Yeah,
Lawrence is pitting from position 28. We should come out a little way behind you.
I'll report that. I saw that with my own eyes.
Alright, I feel like I'm running some good laps. This might be an all-time best right here. It was. How about that?
Keep digging. This isn't over yet. 18th. That lap was a 136.
That was really dumb, bro.
Keeping these guys in front of us in sight. They're not driving away.
Over sim racing. Real tough. Not a good luck.
Guy behind us is back to 0.5 though.
Hopefully can't afford a real car.
Ooh, the guy behind had a really good corner.
Probably drop the Cheetos on the ground.
Is he gonna dive bomb us? Probably. But we will not fight it like I said.
Right side. Still there. Clear on the right.
Alright, don't feel like I lost too much through that. He takes that really wide entry. That's interesting. One of the guys that spun is catching back up. I feel like I underdrove the exit of that corner pretty bad.
The car is Tito, car number 15, B license, and their rating is 3.1.
So the 16 coming up on us. He seems like a pretty clean driver according to Race Lab though, so I'm sure he's capable of making a clean pass.
Feels good. Sector 2 is 1.3 seconds off the pace.
Got through there pretty good compared to my normal. See through there, I think that's going to be green in my Sector 2, especially with a little bit of draft here.
Let's see how wide you can make this thing. They're quicker than us entering Redman Corner.
Get it slowed down. Alright, attacked that pretty well. Still, guy behind us caught us pretty well, but it's okay. Having the guys around us is definitely pushing me to be faster. It's part of the goal, I guess. He's taking a very wide entry, looking to get a run on me. I can really sling this thing around a bit better than I have been. I guess lighter fuel load maybe contributing to that. Guy behind going to inside.
It's your best lap in this session.
Not quite.
Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
I'm holding him up, so I'm sure his patience is going to run thin real quick.
Keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us.
You can tell he's much faster. Whew, how much time we got left? 4.5 minutes. So we're getting closer to the end of this thing. Over 2/3 of the way through. Ooh, he goes to our outside. That made me nervous. I made a
Clear on
mistake.
the right.
Couldn't finish the corner like I wanted. Or go angle myself into the next corner. So I thought he was going to be there.
You got a slow car on the right.
Uh-oh. Coming up on nothing.
Car right.
Alright,
Stay
let's
on the
go.
Clear on the right.
Oh, don't panic.
That was inevitable. Got really messy there when I was afraid he was going to wreck us. I probably should have just ignored him and let things happen. He looks like he's pretty skilled with road racing, so he probably wouldn't have wrecked us. And I think looking in my mirror made me much slower, so probably should have just trusted.
The car in front is Yank, car number 16, and their rating is 3.1.
Whew. This has been fun, though.
The gap ahead is now.
I really enjoy how this car drives. I've got to drive it more, I think. Found myself racing it mostly because a lot of the oval stuff is at places I don't really want to go to, like Daytona. Trucks are at Daytona this week. I already did ARCA Talladega, so I think I'm good for super speedways for the next, for as long as I can avoid it. I think I gotta go back to second gear there. It looked like guys were getting much better runs out of those corners than I was, and so I thought, well, surely they must be doing first gear or something. But that does not seem to be the case because I got worse when I started doing that, so back to second gear then.
Left, 2 minutes.
16 driving away. The only reason we were in front of him anyway was because of the accident he was in.
I can tell you, Jack.
So I'm not too torn up about losing that spot. As long as we keep it on track, we might be able to keep this 19th. 18 back there is quite a ways away. Well, that approach through that corner worked pretty well.
Let's get back at him.
Let's really attack this corner this time. I think I just got to be braver. I bet I'd gain a lot of time too. Coming at the corners a little bit faster.
Redman corner. You think it might be Tom and Mark?
All these guys are so far ahead, even if they go off track, I'm probably still not going to catch up to them. Just fine. Yeah, it looks like somebody did go off track right there. We're here to learn and get faster, and I already got my new best lap this race. So that counts. And other than having to avoid the wreck, I haven't had any other incidents either, I don't think, have I? Yeah, we're at 4x, and that was just from avoiding that wreck and barely touching the guy that was sideways, so it decided I was involved in that whole contact. So no other, like, off tracks other than that, so I'm feeling pretty good about how things are going. Just gotta work on getting quicker. And that's a gradual process, not one that's gonna happen in one race. Like I said, I'd love to run more of these. I don't remember these cars being so much fun, but they sure are. I went a little crazy there on the entry. Kind of worked, though. Wow. We were up like a tenth and a half. Maybe I just gotta drive like a madman. Yeah, look at that. A whole tenth up on sector, whatever it was. Sector 3, I think.
Yeah, sorry about the spin, Mateo, but that was just uncalled for.
So, kind of identifying some ways I could improve and start to catch up to these guys, but a solid top split run where no incidents of my own fault and finishing ahead of some guys that are most definitely better than me. I'll take it.
Okay,
Back, so felt bad about that one. Oh, you were moving to the right, you did it.
Should we find a safe place to park?
that's the end of the session.
This corner. Alright, we'll be plenty visible right
I
here.
enjoy how iRacing didn't even see that as a collision to me. It just saw it as, oh my god, I just got absolutely murdered.
Alright.
Didn't even give me another 4x back.
Do the tires wear a bunch in these cars? Not really.
Max, how am I dirty? What happened? What did I do to you?
So the 2 gets the
Good
win.
race, Francis.
We finish ahead of some guys like the 8, who's 3,500 road I rating. The 6, 4,300. They were obviously almost definitely involved in wrecks,
That's not my fault.
so that's the only reason, but finishing result page doesn't care about all that. It sees that we went from 26th to 19th, and that was a
I don't think
26th
that's
on
the
speed,
card length, so I don't know what
pretty
you're
much,
doing.
because there was one person that didn't qualify, I think. So that's a solid run as
You
far
just
as I'm
split off the
concerned,
apex into me. I
and
left you
a good
the
first
lane.
step at getting better. 135.8, my new best time.
Nope, you slid right into me, buddy. I don't know what you're looking
And see, this is what my best time was before the race, I believe. 135.9 was my optimal before the race, and now we've got a
Yep,
best
I'm
lap
looking
that
at
was
it
better
right
than
now,
that.
and you went from the apex to off the apex and hit me. How is that my fault?
They are upset. Did every single person get an incident? No, we had a couple that didn't. But we certainly didn't get 10. So let's see where these incidents came from.
Sorry about that, but also, like, I don't see
It was
I'm
actually a
not
little
gonna
bit
give up
too
the
zoomed
corner
out, I
and
feel like.
shove those
Normally I have to
tires,
zoom it out a
so.
little bit, but that seems a little bit too far. So let's
Lap
zoom it in a little
106 on the
bit,
attendant.
angle it a little bit better,
Yeah, look at it. It's
and
lap
we'll see
3.
what caused that
I mean, I
crazy
know
turn
that he's
one.
shoving in the third to take the position and give me a bad exit on the corner, but I'm also not going to completely give up the corner for it.
Ooh, okay.
And he slows down right at the end.
So we got the 18 kind of changes lanes in the braking zone. This guy's diving in from really far back, which he probably shouldn't be doing anyway, but the fact that he's changing lanes in the braking zone is just asking for trouble. And they find each other. And that's all was one wreck here that tagged everybody. Yeah, this guy was a poor innocent bystander. And then how did we get through it? I think we got through it just by being so slow, because we were that far back. Woo! Just had to go to the grass. Pass a couple of guys. Thankfully able to eke our way right to the inside and not just get stopped right here. I think that's probably where our 4X came from, because I think we did technically barely touch the guy. I guess netcode maybe, but thankfully no actual damage, and that's what really matters, because that's how it's going to affect the rest of our race. So then we move on all the way to lap 4 for our next thing. The 8 just kind of runs into the back of the 6. I think I heard him apologizing for that. They were just going through that corner at much different speeds, it looked like. What on earth was that? What just happened? So that guy was way off pace somehow. Oh. Interesting. So these were these guys. So the 8 accidentally hits the 6, and then the 6 poops his diaper and decides he's gonna torpedo the guy. He could have just continued on and had a decent race still, because he only lost a couple spots and probably could have gone up there and beat him. He probably got an off track, so he was trying to slow down for the penalty. Probably right here, I guess. Maybe. Or maybe he was just trying to let the other guy go because he felt bad about the accident. This guy's not picking up on it until eventually they finally do. So this guy's trying to let the other guy get back past him, and instead he decides, I'm just going to full throttle him because I have no anger management. So that takes them both out of the race when they could have been fine. Like, I don't get that at all. That's what it takes to be a 4300 iRacing road racer, I guess. Bring your Pampers to the racetrack. A little bit of contact there. That was another accident there. I mean, for the most part, I'm seeing some very polite racers because this guy's blocking like crazy. But I don't think this guy intended to run into the back of him, because it looks like he tries to give it back to him. And that's what we saw earlier. It looked like the other guy was trying to give back the spot to the guy that he spun. Really, it was just the one guy that decided he was way too angry to accept still getting a good finish. And that was it. So, pretty much all but one guy, like, pretty polite racers. And, really not that many incidents. Especially for a D-class race. So we will get P19. Whole lot better than where we started, and probably a whole lot better than we were actually supposed to be on pace. So I will definitely take it. I would love to run some more of these and see if we can't get faster and faster over time. But for now, we'll check the race results page. We'll probably lose some iRating, because like I said, it's way overinflated from racing Mazdas a bunch in the past. Make sure we bring that up so you can see it. There we go. We will lose 33 iRating, and unfortunately we lose some safety rating too, I guess because it's such a short race. But we know that I didn't really do anything worthy of an incident. Actually, maybe a 1x, I guess, from driving off the track, but we get the 4x from fake tapping the one guy. 67 championship points, so I'd like to get that a little bit better, but it's process. And our best lap was actually better than a couple of guys back here. 35.8. That was actually better than all but these two. Now, to be fair, like this guy probably had a damaged car from the start, and a couple other guys probably had damaged cars right from the start, but we weren't terrible, you know? 35.8, I mean, it's kind of in line with this 29. He had about a 35.8. This guy had a 35.7 as his best lap. So if we could just more consistently hit these times, we could probably get up here, top 13. And if we want to be up with the aliens, we'll have to cut about a second off of our best time. But, you know, getting more consistent around that 35.8 mark, I think could bring us a long way. And obviously, having to slow down for that accident at the start didn't help either. But if I want to not be behind the accidents, I got to qualify better. So we've got plenty of room to improve. We'll have to do it in top split. Because you see that was, in fact, top split, I figured, by the iRatings. But 9 splits, we're on the top of it, even though we don't really belong there, probably. But still happy with my overall racing in that one. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed something a little bit different in this one. I certainly feel like I did. And we'll hope to race it more in the future. So, hope to see you there. And I hope you have a good one.